We are joined from Cairo by Ambassador Mohamed Hegazy, the former Assistant Foreign Minister. Welcome to Qnews, sir.
Pleasure, ma'am.
Let me start off and ask you, how credible do you think are the reports of the Israeli plans to displace the Palestinians from Gaza? And what would be the regional consequences, do you think, if this was to be implemented?
Well, indeed, it is serious. The declaration of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs this afternoon reflects how serious it is, and it is our duty to work hard with partners and international institutions to stop the Israelis from what they are going to do, displacing the Palestinians to the southern part of Gaza. Not only a step towards forced displacement, but also it's a crime against humanity to cram thousands, 2 million Palestinians into the southern part of Gaza with no means of life. We are witnessing a catastrophe in the making, and the international community has to play its role. And don't forget that there is certain names of countries that related, they accept Palestinian displaced from us. And this is in itself what the Egyptian declaration this afternoon, the Egyptian Ministry of Foreign Affairs statement clearly identified that few countries' names are circulated as hub for Palestinians displaced from Gaza. And I think this is a matter that we have to take it very seriously.
And that brings me to my next question, which is, what role do you think is Egypt playing in countering these displacement proposals, and how effective are its aid convoys in alleviating Gaza's humanitarian crisis?
Well, the first part of your question, yes, Egypt is working with all partners to stop the forced displacement. At the same time, it has already announced that passing through Egypt territory or Sinai is a red line. The second part, Egypt humanitarian assistance is working since day one, and it was only the Israeli who blocked the other side of the Rafah crossing, who prevented the influx of the Egyptian assistance to Gaza. However, lately we are working hard to introduce more assistance, either through the passageway in Karma Abu Salim or through the airdrops. So we are working on all fronts, and we are urging our partners in the region to work as hard as we do. As you know, Salma, 70 to 80% of all what has been sent to Gaza was from Egypt. And I have to say that we are continuing our duty towards the Palestinian cause, both politically, humanitarian, and of course, as you may have followed politically and diplomatically, a group of Palestinian groups was in Cairo last week, and a senior level meeting with Hamas also was held in Cairo, and all this effort was coupled today with our meeting with Prime Minister of Palestine.
Yep. Mr. Ambassador, how do the ongoing Israeli domestic protests over the detainees influence the government's military and political strategy in Gaza, do you think?
I think they will continue a bit nervous and worried because of the recognition of 18 countries in the first week of the World General Assembly meeting of the Palestinian state, and this in itself has caused a lot of tension inside Israel, and I think it's a strategic victory to the Palestinians, and I'm sure that part of the unlawful declarations of Netanyahu about Israel expanding to the neighboring countries or greater Israel and the declaration of Smotrich for 3,800 settlements is in itself also another reflection of the nervousness that describes the attitude of the Israeli politicians because of the international community continuous support to Palestinians. And I hope that the number will increase till the first week of September, and I'm sure that the world community will reflect itself after that by sanctioning Israel if it didn't follow and obey the world community's decision of adhering to the two-state solution.
Sir, what legal frameworks under international law do you think would apply if displacement were pursued? And how might this affect Israel's global standing?
This is, first of all, a war crime, and I may use your program to raise my voice and to call for the International Court of Justice to accelerate its efforts, at least to issue, if not the final verdict ruling, to issue a new compulsory rule. The rulings of the ICJ was not respected by Israel, and those rulings are helpful in stopping the crime of cleansing. If the judges are going to wait till 2027 as expected, the genocide would have completed its toll on the Palestinians. So time has come for us all to raise our voice and to pressure the judges, because as we always say, that delayed justice is injustice occurred on the other party. So the injustice occurred on the Palestinians are caused not only by the Israelis, but also by slow justice. And for that, the International Criminal Court has taken decision towards two of the Israeli leadership, but they are all war criminals. The ICJ has to finalize its verdict or announce at least temporary measures that will help stop the genocide. Otherwise, we are all complicit in this crime.
Sir, could Netanyahu's insistence on maintaining security control over Gaza prolong the conflict? And what other alternatives are being discussed at the international level?
I think the world community has spoken already, and no single minister, including the German foreign minister who was in Israel, met with Netanyahu, and he delivered many messages. We heard some of it when he met with President Mahmoud Abbas later on in Ramallah. I think the Israelis have exceeded any acceptable norms and limits, and they have to be stopped. And the Americans also should be be accountable for what the Israelis are doing. They are the ones who deliver all the arms, who are supporting them politically, economically, and in the Security Council. Imagine that the world community should have called the Security Council to discuss the declaration of the 3,800 settlements by Smotrich. But we all know that the United States, contrary even to previous administration, might not support and may veto this decision. And that in itself is not only a crime, but it is supporting the crime committed by Israel. So the forced displacement is in the heart of the right-wing Israeli government, and we are vigilant, and we have to keep all the international bodies together, and hand in hand will make this crime a failure, as we did with the crime of the racial discrimination in South Africa. The apartheid regime in Israel will fall, as was the apartheid regime in South Africa.
And from Cairo, that was Ambassador Mohamed Hegazy, the former Assistant Foreign Minister. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us on Q News.